Moo. Canadian Cow Gaming. Hey everyone, welcome back. I'm the Canadian Cow, and this is sort of a speculation and overview and look into the Bastion animated short cinematic. So it's not gonna be this is my first time at it. I may miss a few things, may have things that you might think about that I thought that I'm wrong or that you think are better. If you do think that, post it down in the comments. How about that? Let me know and I'll respond. I'm pretty good at that. So I just watched this video, the reaction video to it. Also, link for that is down in the description below. I watched the video about an hour and a half ago, and I went through, read a bunch of information on this cinematic, and just tried to get as much information as I could, and then produce a video before I went to my buddy's place to help him move. Yeah. All right. So, first things first. It's a really interesting intro to the video. So it starts off, and we've got Uther on his knees. He's dead. He's going to die to the Lich King. We know this is happening, right? And you see Arthas coming in. This field is very reminiscent of the Sylvanas Windrunner animated short as well. So if you remember that one, the scene was very much the same, almost like, or this is like almost like grassy fields. There's fields of wheat, still yellow background with the silhouettes of the two of them coming together for Arthas to kill. Playing like nice little throwback to that cinematic. As we continue along, you see Frostmourne and the ruins. And that's the last thing Uther saw, was that. Yada, yada, yada. We see Bastion floating in the Shadowlands, floating up in the sky. Maybe this is Oribos. I don't know. It's a giant floating city. Very pretty. Very much reminds me of Dalaran. Okay, so it is Bastion. I think that's the class order hall that you get. I think I've seen that in game, that asset in game.
You led a truly selfless life.
So we learn.
For that, you have been chosen.
Chosen
to shed your mortal burdens.
And one thing I want you to know. Look at the colors that are going on. Look at the color scheme right now. Look at Uther's colors. And how he is, like, they're all going to be shades of blue, but it's very light shade of blue. His face is a very light shade of blue. Devos, once again, very light shade of blue. Her wings are nice and white and blue, but a lighter blue when you see more of them later on in the cinematic. So similar, like, you know, the light blue, the white.
Ferry the souls of the dead unto the Shadowlands.
I serve the light, and my work is not done. There is an evil that...
So here we know, like, obviously, like, you're gonna have shit that you need to get done back in Earth, and this is just showing that, like, you know, immediately when you die, you still have all these other issues going on that are still in your mind. They're still there. They don't go away.
must be.
There is no evil here. The darkness was sealed.
And see, look how bright she is. How bright blue she is. It will be a big thing later on. Let me tell you.
People and my king, he must be punished.
You are an aspect.
So he's got this. So he's asked to learn how to not be so vengeful. He has to learn how to, you know, give away and just be this holy entity that is basically just shuttling people into the Shadowlands.
You must accept your new purpose and purge yourself of this desire for vengeance.
What I desire is justice.
And so still Same blue. Now, see, this is a really good scene because you really see her Devos's colors of her wings. Very light blue and white. Keep that in mind. Keep that in mind.
Continues to demand retribution for his death.
And this concerns you? Many souls take eons to ascend.
Yes, but this one seems...
All right, so that basically they're like, why can't this guy seem to get over the shit that happened on Earth? Like, it's been thousands of years in Shadowlands time. Whoever know, like, and for us it may have only been like a month. Who knows? So we skip ahead. So here,
Keeping me from ascension.
so well, just before it.
What is keeping me from
This is big.
ascension?
So Uther really wants to ascend. Like, he really wants to do this, but he just can't. He just can't. He doesn't know why.
nothing but the memory of your mortal life.
And this is a big reveal. This is really big.
When I
Really big right here.
still feel his blade.
Right there. So, we know that Frostmourne was forged in the Maw. Came from before the game came, before like Shadowlands was released, and we all had this happen. Mainly because we learned that like Helm of Domination was created by the Rune Carver, or whatever his name is, the crafter that's you meet in the Maw. We know that it came from the Nathrezim. We don't know where the Nathrezim got it from. They obviously got it from the Maw. And same with Frostmourne. Frostmourne came from the Maw. And so you see, this is what I'm talking about. This right here. This right here. Huge. So, why is it so big? Why am I making such a big thing about this? So, Uther got stabbed by Frostmourne. His soul got pulled into Frostmourne. Who else got their stabbed by Frostmourne? Sylvanas. Now, the thing with Sylvanas is that she's living. She's alive still. So, let's continue. I'll leave you that tidbit while I wait. While I wait a little bit longer
Was my
before the next little bit.
He betrayed us all.
Show me.
Right here. So, we see his soul being split into two when he's stabbed by Frostmourne. So this side, I'm assuming, just assumption, this is the side that Devos, part of his soul that Devos took. He took that part of his soul, brought that to Shadowlands. This part of his soul got absorbed into Frostmourne. And so we know this because, like, later in earlier in Wrath of the Lich King, you do some quests and you're doing a dungeon, and Uther is talking to you. And after all of that, Uther gets released into the with all the other spirits that Frostmourne has taken from the world. So this is why I'm like, okay, what happened with Sylvanas, right? Because we know that Sylvanas got killed by Arthas. We know that she was stabbed by Frostmourne because he still had that shit. He didn't have the Helm of Domination though. He had Frostmourne, and he turned her into a banshee. So he turned her soul into a banshee. So this soul, this blue one, got turned into a banshee. Where did the other half go? That's what I'm weird. That's what I'm like. When I saw this, I was like, oh my god, this is huge, because now it really almost opens up a huge area for, like, because she killed herself, right? We know that Sylvanas threw herself off the edge of Icecrown Citadel, and she was pulled back by the Valkyr, or Arthas's Valkyr. I wonder if she saw herself somewhere within the Shadowlands, like maybe she was in the Maw. I don't think so. I don't think she was in the Maw, because the Maw is for those souls that are irredeemable. Like there's no way, there's no redemption for these souls. They are just pure 100% evil. So I wonder where she went. Did she go to Bastion? Probably not. Probably not Bastion. My guess would be like possibly Maldraxxus, or the Venthyr. One or the other. She wouldn't go to Ardenweald Reverend Wrath. She wouldn't go to Ardenweald, and she wouldn't go to Bastion, of the places that we know. And there's way more, as we know from the lore and everything. We know there's way more places that the souls can potentially go to. But what did she do? Did she see herself when she went down there? Or did she go straight to the Maw? We don't know. And that's what I wonder, is Sylvanas, like this whole thing is her way of trying to break apart the Shadowlands. Because she saw that when we die, we get brought to this place, and then we have shit that we have to do for the rest of our lives. It's not like it's all hunky-dory. We become a slave to whatever covenant we become a part of. So Uther is now permanently a Kyrian, and his job now for the rest of his life, or rest of his being, is to bring people from Azeroth or from other worlds to Bastion, or to the Shadowlands. Maybe Sylvanas saw something and was like, "What? This isn't fucking right. We gotta get out of here. We gotta stop this cycle." The other question I have is, like, with Frostmourne, like we know Frostmourne like got rid of everything. All the souls went away. Like, was Frostmourne storing these souls to send to the jailer? Right? What does Frostmourne's play in this? There's got to be something bigger for Frostmourne than what we originally thought of. Just like Lich King Arthas just absorbs the power of people's souls into the Frostmourne and then makes it stronger. This it's another big question that I have. Like, did killing Arthas break the cycle? Or did the creation of Arthas break the cycle that we've learned so much about, that the Ouroboros and the Arbiter not working anymore? Was that the cause of it? I don't know. Let's continue. Like, that's where I'm like super excited about. All right, so this gets absorbed in there. She sees it. She knows, oh shit, this thing's from the Maw. We can't do this. Now, watch the colors of her wings. Because right now they're white. They're white with a little bit of blue.
The Maw is inescapable. You must return to the path.
If he had purged his life, we never would have known of this calamity. The path is flawed. Enough! The order of the...
So, like, that's the thing again. Like, she says, the path is flawed. The path is flawed. It really makes me think that Frostmourne and Arthas being the Lich King is what screwed up the timeline, the ability to travel to the Shadowlands properly. So, and this is where, like, I think possibly a lot of souls are being taken into the Maw, maybe, and like just not divvied up the way they should have.
Shadowlands depends on the execution of our eternal charge. You will abandon this course.
As you come.
You can see in their face. That's I'm going to say yes, but fuck you kind of face. If you ever see that, that's what that face is. I see it a lot. No, just kidding. I don't see it much at all. But that is very much a fuck you face. I'm going to do my own thing because you're wrong. I'm going to do it. If my daughter was a teenager, I'd probably see this face like, every day, but she's 1, so I don't see it at all. It's just for the time being. Okay, here we go. So this is the beginning of the color change. So can I go back 30 seconds? No, I can't. Okay. So disappointment. So she went from anger and rage to complete disappointment and disbelief in her leader, in her covenant leader, the Archon. She doesn't trust him anymore. Now watch. See, look at the colors. So we got light blue, a little bit of dark, and white. Now Bastion, if you've watched anything in the Shadowlands beta, it's really bright. It's always bright. So let's continue on. Look, darker. It's now darker. Her wings are becoming darker. That blue is starting to rise up and become darker. You can see on her face, it's darker, right? There's not a lot of shadows in Bastion. There's like none. So having her coloring change like this shows Devos's path to being forsworn. And just from what I know from the Shadowlands beta and watching people play it, the Forsworn are a big issue in it. This is her becoming the dungeon boss in Spires of Ascension, basically. And see, like, once again, even darker.
Uther, the time of your ascension has
See, her wings are nice, are really, like, there is shadow there, but the blue is coming up and becoming more prominent in her wings, very much like the Forsworn image, which is like the black wings with the blue tips. So she ascends Uther before he's actually ready. He hasn't actually given up everything. And I think that's going to play in, and I don't know the quests. I'm assuming it's going to play into some of the quests in Bastion, because we're going to have to meet Uther at some point. God, every fucking time I listen to this song, every time I get chills.
I see.
My favorite character. Oh, so she's coming down from Bastion. Now, so if you remember, right? You remember, like, look at the color of her wings. And this is going to be a recurring theme. Look at the color of her wings there. And where is it where they watch? There's a scene. Where is it? Okay, never mind. I was thinking something else. This is the scene I was thinking of. So never mind. That's stupid. I'm dumb. Blech. Let's continue on. But black.
Darkness before me.
And very much like he goes from the eye, his own eye, to seeing the maw. And the maw very much looks like an eyeball. It's just like that transition. It's a very nice, smooth transition. I don't think it has any big implications. So they're over top of the maw. Who remembers this color scheme? First, well, not the first one. The Sylvanas animated short. Throwback to Sylvanas animated short. The burning of Teldrassil. The bottom was all red. Before Teldrassil was burned, the top was all nice and blue. Red and blue. So this whole like vibe between Arthas and Uther very much reminds me of like an Obi-Wan and Anakin Skywalker kind of vibe. I don't know if you guys get that or not. So like
Was my student.
remember what he did.
and like she's obviously not happy with what's going on. Uther is in this like limbo state right now where he feels remorse for Arthas. Like he was a student, he trained him, but then he betrayed him, and that's a big that's a big problem. But you can see in Uther's eyes, right, that there's like that sense that he shouldn't do it. He shouldn't give in. He shouldn't kill. He shouldn't throw Arthas into the maw. He shouldn't do it. Just getting rid of him. But Devos, on the other hand, is like that devil on your shoulder, and she's just like, "Man, fucking do it. Just do it."
And take your vengeance.
Not vengeance.
And so that's where like the turning point happens. Uther now is like, "All right, I'm just gonna fucking do it. You pushed me, lady. Here we go." Casts him off into the pit, into the abyss. And then you see Arthas falling. Now look at the colors of the wings again. This is like a big recurring theme, and this is very subtle if you didn't, and you only really get it if you watch it a bunch of times and like look at these tiny little details and stuff. And there's probably lots of details that I missed, but look at how blue Devos' wings are compared to Uther's. Uther's wings are completely white. Devos' wings are all blue. So it's almost as if like the Forsworn, well, like, they obviously are Kyrian, right? They're 100% Kyrian. But why they become it is because they fall from the path that is laid before them. So they're fallen angels, essentially, is the way you can is another way you can think about it. They've thought they had this idea in their head, or thought that the path that they thought for the longest time was right and righteous is now not, and it is evil, or it is not true, what they thought. And this is how they're becoming these Forsworn and these angels these fallen angels. And then we fade out. So really cool thing. Excited as fuck to see Arthas at some point in this game, because we know he's in there. We know he's in the maw. He's gonna be coming out sometime. We're gonna see him. Maybe, likely not the first the first patch. He's probably gonna be second, third patch. Part of me really hopes that he gets a redemption. Like, I really think Arthas should get a redemption for what he did. Yes, what he did was super, super bad. Like, he fucked everything up. But he was doing it as like an anti-hero type of sense. Like, I'm going to take justice in my own hand, vigilante. What we're doing is not working. I hope he gets redemption. I really do. I think he will. Whether or not it's what we need, or what's going on with it, but I'm excited. I'm excited to see Arthas come back. I got a feeling that Garrosh is going to be back, considering how like the voice actor for Garrosh is credited in the Afterlives trailer. And you see him in Revendreth. I think he basically becomes a withered husk, and like in the one, he gets his anima sucked out of him, and Sardathrius eats it. But yeah, a lot of big implications, as mainly for Sylvanas, and going, what is going on with Sylvanas? This might answer a lot of questions when it comes to Sylvanas. I really think it does. Well, it answers some questions, but it brings up more questions. Like, we know that Sylvanas' soul likely got split into two, because that's what happened with Uther. Maybe it happened with Sylvanas, and the one half got turned into a banshee. The other half might have been taken up to the Shadowlands and put somewhere. And because Uther was going through the Kyrian ascension, he actually got. They were able to witness like what this Frostmourne does to people. We don't see that with Sylvanas, because she likely, her half didn't, in my opinion, my thought. She didn't go there. She didn't go to Bastion. She probably went somewhere. She went obviously somewhere else. And she likely saw what her life will be when she fell off of Icecrown before she got saved by the Valkyr. And that's what really brought this whole on. So I think that's really cool. It really ties it up, if that's what it happens. But this is all just speculation. Once again, thank you very much for listening to this. I know it's been quite a long video. It's coming on 25 minutes now, 26 minutes. I'm going to try and wrap this up. Anyways, come follow me on Twitch if you want to watch me play some World of Warcraft, some other games. Playing Tony Hawk when it comes out, so that's going to be exciting. Anyways, you can follow me at twitch.tv /Canadian Cow. Link for that is down in the description, and same, you can find me on Twitter as well. If you want to tweet at me, say I'm an idiot, I don't know what I'm talking about. Sylvanas is not my war chief. Hashtag, right? Yeah, tweet at me if you want. Let me know what's going on. If you like the video, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. I'm going to be trying to put out more regular content, but I need to head off and help my friend move. Yeah, move. All right. Thanks for watching. Bye.